Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 5 of SUSpiracy. We got the applause. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Nice. I got a new mic, and then we got this new portable recorder. Big shout out to Nathan at, where did I get this from? Guitar Center.
Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan. Nathan also makes podcasts. You can find his podcast at The Town Crier on all major podcast platforms.
Check that out.
Yeah, check that out. This week we're talking about the unthinkable, the unsinkable, the Titanic. While many perished during the sinking of the cruise liner, they will live forever in our hearts. And our hearts will go on. Thank you, Celine Dion. Join us on a wacky adventure as we discuss the many theories about the Titanic sinking, from scumbag millionaires to no popes. And no hopes. But first, announcements. Do you have any announcements?
Not that I know of.
Wow. You should maybe get some announcements. Nice. The clap for me. Sweet. Love it. We will, by the time this episode goes up, we will have a Twitter. I'm going to set the Twitter up tonight, I think. So you can find that at twitter.com at cancelcult. I think I'll probably set up a Instagram as well at cancelcult. And follow me on TikTok. If you're not, what are you doing? Because I'll post some clips over there.
Cool.
Mainly just totally innocent right now, but I'll post more over there. You can find us on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, you can find us over there at at Cancel Cult Productions. If you want to be a part of the show, you can send an email to cancelcultproductions@gmail.com. Just in the subject line, put SUSpiracy in there, and then your subject, so we know which podcast it's directed towards. And then, if you want to keep up to date on Totally Innocent, my favorite podcast that we make, I think.
I didn't think you were supposed to pick favorites.
Well, I like this one too, but I really like that one. You can find all of our podcast information over at, what's the website? thecanceledcult.com. So, that is pretty much all I have for announcements this week. Let's pop on over to the theory, I think. Right?
Right.
Nice. There was just a little riff there. I just did a little guitar riff. She doesn't have headphones on if you're not listening, so she can't monitor what's going on. But I'm having fun with this new toy.
All right, you want to learn about the Titanic?
I do. We listened to Dan Cummins' Time Suck on the Titanic in preparation for this episode.
Yes, we did.
Because he talked about how stupid the conspiracy theories were
around
it. You know what I noticed just now? I noticed that whenever we do this podcast, you get really dressed up and look really nice, and I put on pajamas and don't look nice. And I need a haircut. That's what I've found out today.
I think it looks good long.
They're clapping for me. I need that. So
They're clapping because it looks good like that.
I don't know about that, but what do we have on the Titanic?
Wednesday, April 10th, 1912.
Okay.
12 p.m., the RMS Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, on its maiden voyage.
Okay.
All right. About 2,200 passengers and crew on the ship, the alleged ship. At 2:20 on April 15th, 1912, I lost my place. That's great. The British ocean liner Titanic sunk into the Atlantic Ocean, 400 miles south of Newfoundland, Canada, about 2 hours and 40 minutes after crashing into an iceberg.
Okay, quote unquote.
Right.
Air quoting.
Air quoting iceberg. Do we know it was an iceberg?
I think that's what's documented.
Right, but okay, so over 1,500 of that 2,200 died in the perished. Titanic. But most of them, I think they're all dead now.
That was quite a while ago. Yeah, it's over 100 years ago. But as mentioned in the beginning, though, our hearts will go on.
Yeah, so still a tragedy. So sad.
It is sad.
So yeah, there's a lot of different things that have potentially come up around this. It's a very suspicious ship and suspicious sinking.
So there's more than one theory.
There is, yes.
Okay. I like multiple theories.
Me too. Gives us a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, I like that.
So the first theory, in my opinion, is the most believable because this famous tragedy that sparked this huge movie and all these things, of course, this thing that everyone was so sad about was obviously insurance fraud. Because what else would it be?
Right.
So the theory is because the Titanic's sister ship, the Olympic, that looked a lot like the Titanic, had crashed into a warship in 1911.
Okay, like a U-boat or?
Warship.
Or a warship, okay.
It crashed into one of those and it got damaged. And then the insurance company was like, you were at fault, so you're paying.
That's like insurance companies
It is,
to do that.
Of course. And so
fucking insurance.
The idea is that maybe they just kind of patched it up enough to let it pass for a new ship, the Titanic, that it would sink while they were out on their maiden voyage and they could collect the insurance money on the original Olympic because it's the same ship, but they were just lying about that.
Okay.
And then they didn't intend for anyone to die.
But there were over 2,000 people on the ship.
Yeah.
So why would they not expect anybody to die if they sank it in the middle
there was a lifeboat issue that is also highly suspicious, but I couldn't find anything about that.
Yeah, they had the bare minimum of what they needed legally to set sail, which turns out wasn't enough.
Right, so that does kind of contradict the claim that they didn't want to hurt anybody.
Right, a little bit.
But it is like $1 billion corporation probably, right? So like...
Not back then.
Okay, but it was still the same type.
Right.
So that era's equivalent.
Yeah.
So maybe then I present to you that they didn't give a shit.
Okay.
They were just like, I want my insurance money.
Right.
And your lives don't matter.
Yeah. That's about right.
Because it sounds like what I would believe now.
You know, the fourth class.
Yeah.
Right. That was so good. Okay, so the theory is that the Titanic sinking wasn't actually the Titanic sinking. Does the Titanic exist?
No, not as far as I know. Now, I know it was visited by a director, but that was still the Olympic.
Well, right. He would have went to the wreckage. So if it was the Olympic, it would have actually been the Olympic. It would have never been. So the theory is that the Titanic never existed. It was the Olympic the whole time.
Yes, for an insurance fraud.
But they just called it something different so they could sink it and collect the insurance money.
Yes.
That's sweet, sweet cash. The cash stack. I've been playing a lot of RuneScape, so.
I just, for some reason, I see insurance fraud and I'm like, yeah, I believe that. I could buy that.
Okay.
Like a big corporation making insurance fraud.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being a thing. So with the multiple theories, are you going to give emoji scores for each different one or overall? Or
I
both?
am actually. Thank you for asking.
Okay. So in the terms of insurance fraud, the Titanic never existed. It was actually the Olympic the entire time. What's your emoji score?
I'm going to give it 4 out of 6 ships.
4 out of 6 ships.
It's cold, heartless, effective, and boring.
It's pretty boring.
It's boring. They didn't really... It's insurance fraud.
Yeah, it's a boring theory, but probably one of the most believable.
I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, the big old boat guy.
And then I included the picture.
Okay, that'll be up here.
Yes.
Boop. Nice.
And that is what the ships looked like in comparison to one another. It's obviously not an actual photo.
Right. Were they supposedly the same size?
I don't even think they were. I think they were supposed to be slightly different in size, but Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insurance fraud.
Insurance fraud. And then there were more. There were more theories, too.
Okay. Let's hop into the next theory.
Theory number 2.
This was the U-boat one.
Yep,
okay.
This is the U-boat
Okay,
one.
I thought I read U-boat before.
You
so,
did,
okay.
you did. It's a lot harder to believe.
Okay.
You could suspend your disbelief for a moment.
We usually do as
because the
conspiracy
dates
theorists.
don't necessarily... It's okay. Dates are they're subjective. Age ain't nothing but a number.
That's true.
Allegedly. So a German U-boat, apparently the idea is that a German U-boat attacked the Titanic. It rammed it, it mashed it up, and it...
Just for no reason?
It was a German attack. But the issue with the dates on that is the First World War actually started in 1914.
True. And the ship sank in 1912.
Yeah. So, I mean, the dates, but maybe the Germans were a little bit, snippy before that.
Is a U-boat? That's a submarine,
It's
right?
a submarine, yes.
You wouldn't be able to ram a ship with a U-boat. You'd fucking sink yourself.
But look, there's a picture of it.
Yeah, that's not a real picture. That's like a pencil sketch. I'll throw it up.
Okay, a number of the Titanic survivors reported to have noticed an unidentified vessel approximately 5 to 6 miles away from the sinking ship, which reportedly lingered until 2 a.m. The craft was possibly a submarine that had surfaced to assess the damage it had caused after explosions after which it sulked off. And then there were a bunch of explosions after it disappeared.
What exploded?
The ship. There were explosions in the ship. People were hearing booming.
So it rammed them.
Or it was like shooting missiles
and then it exploded them. They would have had to. A submarine can't ram a ship and not, like, we're talking about steel. That was a big thing, was that the Titanic was supposed to be unsinkable because of the metal it was made out of.
Yeah.
But the iceberg that it hit was so deep and unmoving that anything is going to break. If that ship hit it hard enough to puncture a hole in it, it definitely would have sank itself.
Okay, I have a confession to make.
What?
I read that the U-boat sank the Titanic, and then my mind just was like, it rammed it. I invented that part.
Maybe it blew up.
Maybe
they shot missiles.
Because I did read that it
something.
had. I included that in the document. I did read that there were explosions. I don't know why my brain was like, no, it rammed it to death. But
there were also explosions at the levees during Hurricane Katrina, but that's a different episode. So, but we're talking about explosions and conspiracy theories. So,
you got a button for that?
Nice.
All
So,
right. So did the Germans take it down on purpose?
Did they? That's a question.
Yeah.
We're never going to know. That's over 100 years ago. So.
Exactly. So.
But you're right, though. The dates are what kind of throws it off for me a little bit.
Yeah.
But who's to say they didn't have U-boats before? Submarines had to have been a thing they weren't just invented for war, like because of the war.
Yeah, but like, I didn't graduate from high school fully. You know, I don't know how the First World War started. Were the Germans mad before?
I did graduate high school, and I actually don't know.
Okay.
So, that's a good question.
Okay. So that, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
The Germans.
So U-boats.
We don't know. I'm just so embarrassed that we don't know what happened in World War I.
I'm not. It wasn't.
Okay.
It's not that big of a deal. It's over now.
It did.
So.
Yeah, it happened. It came and went.
It's over. We won. You know, back-to-back World War champs. So.
Okay. Well, the photo that I included that I referenced earlier,
yes.
Was actually, it's depicting the incident with I can't pronounce this. Do you think you can?
Where is it? Lusitania.
Lusitania. The Lusitania was a UK registered ocean liner that was torpedoed. Wow, I wrote that down and I still thought rammed. Okay, sorry. Torpedoed by an Imperial German Navy U-boat.
Yeah, you wrote this whole thing.
During the First World War, May 7th, 1915. So, so that did happen. to the Lucy. No. It happened to that ship. Lusitania. So is it possible then that it did happen to the Titanic? The dates still don't line up. But
dates still don't line up, but I mean, it was a similar occurrence, I guess.
All right. Well, I think it's Germany,
Mm-hmm.
There's submarines, though. Submarines always give things a little boost.
Right.
But with the dates not lining up, I'm going to have to give it 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 ships. Nice. Hooray. Lots of clapping. I'm going to let go of the button now. Nice. Sweet. I love this fucking thing. This thing is so cool. And it's so tiny. We can bring it anywhere. We don't have to worry about the computer anymore. So that's exactly why I purchased it. This is a weird time to plug this. Non-spawn, by the way. The whole audio issue we've been having with this podcast, because it doesn't, my desktop is fine.
Yeah, yours have always sounded great.
So I don't know. The laptop sucks. It is an overpowered laptop from Walmart, so maybe that's something to do with it. The guy, Nathan, shout out Nathan, at Guitar Center, told me it was probably related to 44.1 kilohertz or whatever, versus the microphone being 48,000, 100,000. I don't fucking know. But this fixes that, because we don't need a laptop anymore. We can literally bring this anywhere. It's not plugged into anything. It's battery powered. We could be walking down the fucking street interviewing people, asking them how they think the Titanic sunk.
Have you ever heard the term dad boner?
Yes. That's totally what I have.
Yeah.
It's totally happening. It's such a cool little toy. And I can do sound effects, preload sound effects. I also got the Shure MV7 microphone. So you're still on that Samsung over there.
Yeah.
Nice. But I just wanted to, because I was holding the button so long, I just wanted everybody to know that I had a dad boner for the Zoom PodTrack P4. Outstanding. Let's get back into theories, because I'm tangent talking now. So.
Okay, well, let's just get into the most relatable of the theories.
Hashtag.
Hashtag relatable. This is the blame the rich guy theory.
Okay. There's always one of those.
Yeah, always. And I don't know how, it might be accurate most of the time. Who knows?
9/11, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, money talks,
That's true.
Right.
But what does it really say,
What does it say?
Fucking deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going to keep me up at night.
Yeah, me too.
So, eat the rich.
Eat the rich. What is up with that?
I actually don't know.
I see that fucking everywhere. Eat the rich. What do you mean eat the rich?
You keep calling me out, and it makes it show how uneducated I am. I have no idea.
It's a thing on social media. Eat the rich. What do you fucking mean eat the rich? Eat your fucking vegetables, okay?
Eat your heart out. So, J.P. Morgan.
The bank guy?
J.P. Morgan is a bank guy? I just know he's rich.
Morgan and Chase? JP Morgan and Chase? Chase Bank?
I don't do any of my own things.
Okay. That's true.
So, the idea behind this one is that he intentionally had the Titanic sunk as a very complicated, elaborate, expensive assassination plot.
Okay.
There were 3 people. There's an establishment of There's a theory that J.P. Morgan sank the Titanic in order to pave the way for the establishment of the Federal Reserve Bank in the U.S. The bank's creation was reportedly opposed by millionaire John Jacob Astor, mining magnate Benjamin Guggenheim, and Macy's co-owner Isidore Straus.
Benjamin Guggenheim.
All 3 of which did die during the sinking of the Titanic.
Elaborate assassination. He also assassinated 1,497 other people.
Those actually I don't think are technically considered assassinations. Assassinations are motivated by a certain thing. Those guys are just, collateral damage.
True. Okay.
So, again, rich people wouldn't necessarily care.
Yeah, good point.
Right.
That's a good point.
For the same reasons as the insurance company.
Right. I get it.
Yeah. So he just wanted to make sure that he could make his bank in the U.S. And I wrote down bank, and I still was like, he's a banker? Oh, my God. What is... Okay.
It's a day for
It
you.
is a day.
It's
You know,
a day
I
for
worked
you.
all day, okay? It was a long day.
Yeah. That's true.
So he was going to be on the Titanic. He was scheduled to be on the Titanic.
He was
had
going to be a
tickets.
passenger.
Yeah.
First class, probably.
He was going to ride with his homies,
Right.
the opposition, the guys he killed.
Oh, yeah. Ride or die homies.
Allegedly. Yeah, the homies.
And in this case, they died.
Right.
Oof.
And then he pulled out like last minute.
As you do.
Yeah,
Giggity.
right
Giggity.
at the end.
Nice. Give me that round of applause. Solid. Love it.
Cute.
That was a rock hard joke. Let's go.
Okay, so the reason that he pulled out last minute. Are we 11?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that he needed to buy tapestries for his art collection.
As you do.
And so...
Is he American?
I don't think so.
I think he is.
Is he?
Was he?
It said he was establishing his bank in the U.S.
I don't have my phone, so I can't. No, he wanted to establish the Federal Reserve in the United States. That's what we still use today. The FR. The big old, big money.
You're just revealing just gaps of missing knowledge right now.
As you do when you're a conspiracy theory person. Theorist. You know?
Theorist.
Or a canceled cultist. So he was buying tapestries for his art collection.
Yep, he needed them tapestries, and they couldn't wait for the maiden voyage of a legendary ship.
Right, this was big.
This was a big deal.
Big news.
Like,
this was big. If you were on that ship,
you were somebody.
Unless you were in third class.
Yeah, well, then you still.
Then you were just riding.
Then you were getting to America.
You were on a trip.
On the way there.
That's all you were doing.
Yep. So, I could believe it.
That's pretty sus, though.
It is, because it's suspicious, and I could buy it, because he's got money.
He was supposed to be on the ship.
Right.
And then last minute, instead of being part of an iconic event in the world, he just, he said, fuck that, gotta get these tapestries.
Right,
what
and this
the
is
fuck
without
is a tapestry?
Yeah. It's like you hang and...
Is it canvas?
I do actually know this one.
Do you?
Like, it's not like I'm not aware.
Are you sure?
I can't describe it. It's like it is kind of, sometimes it's canvas.
Okay. She's buying tapestries for his art collection.
Yes.
And just didn't get aboard.
Right. Yeah. So he didn't go.
Wow.
I think enough money could pretty much do anything. I mean, we're obviously not going into who did he have to hire. Did he have to limit the number of lifeboats because he wanted to make sure these specific people, because we don't know any of those details.
Right.
But he had money.
He had that money.
He greased some palms up.
He was greasing them palms.
Just greasing.
Pulling out last minute.
Right.
Hot.
The last second there.
All right.
So this is the man that pulled out last minute.
Thankfully. Yeah. Angry rich guy. He looks pissed off.
He does. His mustache is like iconic, though.
He looks American.
I feel like he's not.
I don't have my phone on me, but he looks American. I'm not saying he is, but...
What are American features?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying to get canceled, so...
Oh, okay.
So, what would be your emoji score for this one?
Angry rich white guy?
Yep.
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10 ship emojis. Good. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. Thank you. Thank you. Fuck that guy. Nice.
All right. Now we have the fun ones.
Okay. Oh, the Pope one.
Yeah.
No popes. Fuck popes.
Fuck popes.
That's what it is. All right.
Not that we're saying anything negative about Catholicism, but I have a lot of negative things I could say about Catholicism if anyone wants to hear them.
That's true. Can I try that?
Yeah.
You'll
hate it.
I'm so thirsty.
You're going to hate it.
I give that 1 out of 79,000 wine emojis. fucking terrible.
It's a dry red. It's
dry.
not for you.
Ugh, give me some Boone's Farm or something. Fucking good old Boone's Farm down there. Nice. All right. So, what's the fun theories then?
So, the Catholic workers on the Titanic were horrified when the new ship's hull number was announced.
Okay. Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay. So, what's the fun theories?
The Catholics.
The Catholics.
Always tons of fun. They were horrified. The ones that worked on the Titanic were horrified.
By what?
When the hull number on the ship was announced. The number was 3909 space 04.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
That's fucking terrible. It's the mark of the beast.
Jeez. What are we going to do about it? They were horrified. Nothing. But if you flip that number around, it kind of looks like the words no pope if you don't really look at it that hard.
No, it actually does. I mean, the pope. I can see the pope, but...
Yeah, but that looks like a P.
40 pope. 40 popes. You've been
It
lied
looks like
to.
this is
this whole time.
Pope.
Pope.
Which now is just like the Pope, like
Fuck the
holding
police.
a raven and quoting
Yeah.
Nevermore.
Okay. I mean, I can see it, kind of. No pope.
I guess. But yeah, that's the whole idea, was that it flipped upside down and spelled out no Pope. There are some issues, though, that I know I could overlook a couple of dates that were off. But this has a couple more issues.
Okay. What are the said issues?
The said issues. So that number was fabricated. The ship's number was 401.
It's not real.
It's not real.
It's not even real.
Okay. And then also, there really were not very many Catholic workers on the ship. There were almost none. Actually, the company that hired for the Titanic was pretty well known for only hiring Protestants.
Okay. So there weren't many, if any, Catholic workers on the boat to begin with.
Right. So there were no Catholic workers to see the number that was not there.
So this was anti-rich propaganda.
Yeah.
Probably.
Or anti-Catholic propaganda, not that they need it.
Right. Okay.
All right. So, adding that little religious spice, you need to have a religious one every now and then.
Every now and then you got to. Is that all you had for that? Before the emojis?
Yep.
What is your score?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 ships.
I sounded very negative, and I was, but
Nice.
they made it Jesus-y.
They did.
They did something, you know?
Yep.
He has risen, or whatever.
Indeed.
Indeed.
3 days later and all that shit.
Yes, because I did rate these in order of, my favorite, personally.
Right. It was most likely to...
Most amazing.
The craziest shit you've ever heard.
Or the best.
Or the best. And it looks like you might have one more for us.
I do.
What is it?
There was a mummy's curse.
A Mummy's Curse. I've seen The Mummy. It was good.
I haven't, but I haven't seen the Titanic either.
The reboot was good too, with Thomas Cruise.
I haven't
Is that
seen...
the guy that shot up Parkland? I apologize. No, I mean, his name is Tom Cruise, but was Thomas Cruise the guy from Parkland? I don't think so, but if it is, I apologize. Holy shit. Let's Titanic Mummy Curse.
That's
Nice.
not a conspiracy we're touching right now.
Not one thing at all. So
Mummy's curse.
Mummy's Curse.
Tom Cruise.
Right. Yikes.
You threw me off so
Yeah, I
much.
threw myself off. That's shit. Okay.
Okay, so an ancient mummified princess fucked up the Titanic.
That is weird. Because the reboot of The Mummy...
Was it on the Titanic?
No, it wasn't on the Titanic. But it was a princess mummy that just fucked up a lot of shit.
Girl power.
Hashtag girl boss. Nice. Okay, so mummy on deck.
Right. So a guy bought it. He was just like, he got it. They exhumed her, just with no regard for the fact that she was in her final resting place.
Okay.
And then some guy just bought her for money. So now he's just buying human remains.
Nice.
And then he was
Some
trying
weird
to.
fucks out there.
Right. Weird as fuck. He was just like a private collector as
Don't
far
kink
as I
shame
could
this guy.
tell. So he just wanted it in his house.
Are you kink shaming?
I'm kink. Yeah. Let's kink shame fucking mummy fetishists. That's weird.
Yeah, that is kind of fucking weird. Okay. So he bought this princess.
Yes.
Remains.
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagi, I believe. He was a sarcophagus kind of guy. Anyways, what happened next?
It was really bad.
It was removed
Okay.
from... It was really bad? Are
Yeah.
you sure? Oh, I'm getting claps. Thank you.
A+.
I'm here all
Good job.
fucking night.
So he took it out of England then. So it wasn't even in England, and then they took it to England and he took it away because he was bringing it to the US because that's where the Titanic
we don't want that
is
here.
going.
That's,
We don't want
that's
it. Yeah.
bad juju.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't want it here. Get the fuck out.
Well, luckily she didn't let that happen. So
Good.
she was like, fuck this boat. And she sunk it.
With all of her powers, or
Her mummy
how
powers.
did
She's
she
a
sink
mummy.
she's dead.
She's a mummy.
Did she curse curse one of the crew?
The thing is, we'll have to leave. Let's get into mummy lore for the mummy cryptid episode.
That's true.
This mummy was she was being a bad bitch. She was living her best life, afterlife.
Right, her best afterlife. Okay.
And she tore that shit up.
Yep. Mummies.
Mummies.
Nice.
And it's great.
Great mummies.
Great mummies.
So, with the emoji score of
20 out of 10.
20 out of 10 ships.
Powerful, effective, and dramatic.
It's dramatic.
Dramatic. I love
Dramatic
it.
as fuck.
And I have a picture of her. I don't know if that's actually of her.
Or did you just Google a sarcophagus?
It might be her. There's a percentage of a chance.
It says like a 1%.
There's no
chance.
evidence there was ever a mummy on board.
Okay.
But I don't know that that's relevant.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Also, Jack and Rose never formally existed. So,
I haven't seen the movie.
That.
Are we referencing the
Jesus
characters?
Fuck. If it's a good movie, you haven't seen it. So, yeah, we're referencing the characters. Jack and Rose. Except
what were
Rose,
they like?
Rose was based on somebody, actually. But her
She
name
was the
wasn't
rich
Rose.
one, right?
She was, yeah. She was in first class. And instead of falling in love with Jack was kind of like a scoundrel. He was poor. He was in fourth class.
Okay.
Like in the boiler room. First one to get taken down. Instead of him, it was an Indian doctor, like from India. Because, it's socially acceptable to not use that word unless. So, shut up. But yeah, movie is brilliant. If you haven't seen the Titanic, I highly recommend it. It was $1 billion movie. Who did it? James Cameron.
James Cameron. I'm just not a Celine Dion fan. I can't get behind most Canadians.
I love Celine.
Avril is just, she's an exception.
Avril and Ryan Reynolds is a great Canadian.
You
Justin
like Bieber,
is
yeah.
a good Canadian. Drake is a good Canadian. Well, maybe not anymore. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying something, and then you cut me off rudely.
I did.
I can't remember what I had a thought. But I can't, for the life of me, remember what it was.
Just put it in editing. Just write something.
No, I'm not going to write anything, but we were talking about, James Cameron.
James Cameron.
The Fox or Warner Brothers wanted to acquire James Cameron, and James Cameron wanted to make the movie for the Titanic, but Warner Brothers was like, that's stupid. Nobody's going to like that movie. That movie sucks. It's not even out yet. And it took him way longer than expected. He was way over budget. And when he released it, it sold over $1 billion, only to be upheaved by himself again in 2010, I think, when he released Avatar.
And everyone's been expecting the sequel.
There are going to be 4 sequels or 5 sequels. All of them are filming back to back.
Yeah, I know, but it's still like
It's
anticipation, and I wasn't even that into the original one.
It was okay.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw a makeup tutorial about it.
You
Is
wanna
that the
know-
same?
Yeah. You want to know what was better?
What was better?
The Titanic.
Oh, I'll have to check that out sometime.
That's a way better movie.
I know that he like checked out the actual Titanic.
Yeah,
You know,
he did. He did a lot of research for that.
Warner Brothers has made some correct decisions.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some.
That's
you
true.
know?
You do.
It's like, that was a mistake.
Yep.
But I think they're the Harry Potter guys.
Ah, you're right.
Yeah.
So big mistakes all around being made. Terrible franchise. Just kidding. It was okay. Has nothing to do with the Titanic.
No, but Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers was behind the Titanic. They sunk it.
Warner Brothers was behind
Warner
the
Brothers
Titanic.
sank the Titanic so they could hire James Cameron to make $1 billion movie franchise.
Is that our
wasn't even a
conclusion?
franchise because it was only one singular movie. Because how could you do a sequel?
Is that our
It's
conclusion?
fucking gone. Yes.
Okay, that's what happened. Okay, so my idea, my rating of this theory:
Okay.
James Cameron, Warner Brothers,
Yep.
50 out of 10.
50
ships.
out of 10 ships.
50 out of 10
50
ships.
out of 10.
This is it.
50 out of 10 ships. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Is that all we got? I think that's all we got.
That's all we got.
That's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to SUSpiracy episode, whatever it is.
5.
5. I really need to pay attention to that. Yeah. Good theories.
What are we doing on episode 6?
A cryptid of some kind.
All right, we'll have to figure that one
But
out.
I don't know which one yet. So we will know more when we record the episode.
I would hope.
Yeah, I also hope that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get.
All right, bye.
Gonna get. Later, fella.